Hello, everyone. Welcome to Studio Classroom Worldwide. My name is Steve.
And my name is Rachel, and we're so glad you joined us for day 2 of our lesson, Hooked on Fish. Now, again, this is a Viewpoints article. So last time we presented the pros of eating fish, and now today we're going to tell you a few of the cons about eating fish.
Okay, yesterday we learned some of the pros. There are lots of benefits to eating fish. They keep us healthy and they make us smart. But there are also some cons. There are some reasons why maybe we should keep away from fish.
That's right. And this, I hope, will be a very useful lesson for you because it's important to be aware of these issues and the fact that some fish is contaminated. Now, we'll talk more about that in a minute, but first we need to get into our reading for today. I hope your magazines are open to page 47, and let's listen to the reading now.
Hooked on fish? Con. Contaminated. Today, sadly, fish swim around in polluted waters. Over time, contaminants collect in the tissues of the fish so that later, when we eat the fish, we eat the pollution. The most infamous fish-transmitted toxin is mercury, and it's extremely poisonous. Of course, adult fish eaters are at risk. But developing fetuses and small children are especially vulnerable. Sashimi lovers, beware. Unfortunately, cooking fish can't remove mercury, but it can kill worms, like the tiny parasitic worms Anisakis simplex. However, if an infected fish is consumed raw, then the living worms are transferred to your body, and you become the host to much unpleasantness. In many countries, fish used for sashimi is frozen to kill the worms. But still, about 1 out of 10 people have an allergic reaction to the dead worms' carcasses. Bugs. Be careful, as many different kinds of bacteria can also be found in fish. Some of them, like salmonella, are destroyed through cooking, but others, like listeria, remain unaffected by a hot frying pan. Looking for a safer way to get the health benefits of omega-3 fatty acids? Try nutritional supplements. These fatty acids are also found in nuts, soybeans, and green leafy vegetables. Now, what's your viewpoint?
Okay, the title of this section is contaminated. This is a word we should know. Memorize this word. Get to know this word, contaminated. It means polluted or dirtied. Besides fish, other things that can be contaminated, I think of soil and water. Things that are dirtied, are contaminated.
That's a good point, Steve. And we will be using this word a lot because, unfortunately, some fish is contaminated or polluted or spoiled. And as our author writes today, sadly, fish swim around in polluted waters. So it's not their fault. They happen to just be swimming in water that has been polluted. And over time, these contaminants collect in the water and they destroy the fish.
Right. What happens is, over time, these pollutions, these poisons collect in the tissues of the fish so that later, when we eat the fish, we're eating the pollution itself. So what is tissue? Tissue of the fish is the material forming the cells of the fish. It actually gets into the cells of the fish, and you really can't get it out.
Well, this is very scary, I know, especially for pregnant women, which we might talk about a little more in a few minutes, but they're very careful because they don't want to eat the pollution, or they don't want that pollution in their bodies, the contaminants in their bodies. So the most infamous fish-transmitted toxin is mercury. And if you're pregnant, you've probably heard you need to be very careful not to eat too much mercury.
Okay, we've seen the word famous a lot. We all know what famous means. But what happens when we add the IN prefix to the beginning? Well, it changes it a little bit. Infamous means well known for something bad, something evil. So, mercury in fish is infamous. Everyone knows about it. it's bad for us.
That's right. Another word we could use is a bad reputation. Sometimes we refer to people as being infamous. They're infamous for doing something wrong or illegal or evil. And most people know that there is a danger if you eat too much fish, you might consume too much mercury. It's a toxin and it's poisonous. And a toxin, again, is just something you don't want in your body. It's like a pollutant either in the air or in your food. And if you have too many toxins, you might have a lot of health problems.
That's right. Toxins make us sick. Of course, adult fish eaters are at risk. It's dangerous for adults to eat contaminated fish, but developing fetuses and small children are especially vulnerable. So it's even more dangerous for small children, for fetuses, for the child that's still in a mother's belly. It's hard for those children to receive those toxins and stay healthy. It's very dangerous.
That's true. And you mentioned a key word there, vulnerable. If somebody is vulnerable, then that person is susceptible to an attack or capable of being hurt or damaged. Little children are vulnerable to a lot of things. Many times they can't take care of themselves, so their parents need to protect them. Well, when it comes to the mercury in fish, their little bodies are vulnerable, and they could get quite sick if they have too much mercury.
Good point, Rachel. So, mercury is one reason why we should be careful about fish. What are some other reasons? Well, let's go to the chat room first, and then we'll be back with some more of those reasons. Stay with us.
Welcome to the chat room. I'm Ken.
And I'm Vicky. Well, today we continue with our lesson, Hooked on Fish.
That's a very interesting lesson, Vicky. You know, I didn't know that fish had emotions.
Fish having emotions? Where did you get that idea?
From the lesson. Look, here it says, today, sadly, fish swim around in polluted waters. It's telling us that fish feel sad because they have to swim in polluted waters.
Ah, be careful, Ken. Notice it's not saying fish swim sadly in polluted waters. The adverb sadly is at the beginning of the sentence, followed by a comma. So it's not talking about how the fish feel.
So, who is feeling sad?
Us. And people in general. The sentence is saying the fact that fish swim around in polluted waters is a sad thing for us to see.
Can you give some other examples?
Sure, I might say, fortunately, the sun came out. I'm saying that it's fortunate for us that the sun came out. Maybe we were planning to have a picnic. Or if I say, surprisingly, the sun came out. I'm simply saying that we were surprised that the sun came out.
Because you didn't expect it to come out.
That's right, you've got it.
所以课文中的这句话 Today, sadly, fish swim around in polluted waters. 注意 sadly 这个副词并不是修饰 swim. 所以这里并不是说鱼很忧伤的在水中游。当一个副词单独放在句首，那这个副词呢是应用在一般人，所以这里是说看到鱼儿在污染的水中游泳，这实在是令人遗憾的、很悲哀的一件事。
And no need to feel sad, friends, because it's time for a break. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Welcome back, friends. If you've just joined us, we're on page 47 and in line 12, and we've been talking about some of the cons or negative things of eating